Wagwan, my name is Ema Yuvan, and welcome back to my channel where I share daily messages about life, growth, and everything between. Today's not a daily message, unfortunately, but I do want to share a true story. Yes, it's going to be one of the very first story times, many more to come, but today I want to throw it back, way back to seventh grade, middle school days. And so for this story, I was a seventh grader. I was a sweet kid, a sweet, kind kid. Although, whenever I was in school, I was never the best student. I was always lacking focus. I was never paying attention. I was very easily persuaded into cracking jokes and just going along with just causing a ruckus in the classroom. And so I had a English class, not a fairly large English class either. It was probably around 8 students, four girls, four boys, including me. So around 8 students total. So it was fairly small. Like we were all pretty close, not like best buds type of thing, but we were all in the mix with one another. And with that, it comes a lot of distractions. It comes with a lot of fooling around, And it was one of those classrooms to where, to me at least, I saw it as a good class period, a good class time to just mess around. I was always seeing on my schedule, like, oh, now I have English class. Nice. I get to joke around, I get to have fun, you know. And within this classroom, it was always just tomfoolery. Just everybody's laughing, everybody's just joking around, everyone's getting up out of their seat, just walking around, just really just doing whatever they wanted to do. And we had a teacher that, now looking at it, we walked all over her, and she was never too strict with us paying attention. She didn't really force her way. She didn't really force dominance in the classroom. And so we really got to do whatever we wanted to. And, me being a student that was always going with the flow of everything, I shifted into that mindset of, yeah, let's just have the best time ever for this class time that we have in this room. And it led to me falling behind in schoolwork. It led to me just not even focusing on whatever she was trying to teach. It just led to me always in the mix, always joking around, always getting up out my seat, and me failing the class. So now having an F in that class. And there was this one day where I had to come in after school, got called in by that teacher to come in after school to catch up on some schoolwork, finish up some summaries, finish up some quizzes. Like, as I was saying, like, I was a good student. Like, I was nice, I was kind, I was sweet, I was respectful, I had manners. That's how I was raised up. Although, in the classroom, I was easily shifted within my mindset to go along with the flow of other students. So if they were paying attention, I was paying attention. If they were joking around, okay, cool, that's what we're doing. So I was always going with the flow of the other students. And so me falling behind in that English class, I had to come in after school and finish up just a few different things. And I was only one in there. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Didn't really think too much of it. And so as I'm sitting there finishing up some papers, only student in that classroom. I'm sitting at my desk, just zoning in, just going away. Like, I just want to get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, it's after school. No one wants to be in school after school. I want to go home. I want to watch TV. I want to play Xbox, whatever the case may be. I want to go hoop with the friends. I want to go ride my bike, you know? And I'm zoning in, just jotting down whatever. This teacher comes to me, kneels at my desk, and says, Ema, I don't think you're going to pass this class. Quite frankly, I don't think you're going to succeed. And, that caught me like a punch in the face, like a sucker punch in the face, because I never heard anything like that. And she goes on to say, you're falling behind. You're not paying attention in class. You're always joking around. This isn't you. And I kind of look at her just thinking, like, everything else that she was saying was like, all right, cool. But like how she said, this isn't you, it shifted my mind to where she was really digging deep. She was really drilling at a point that I was subconsciously thinking, with the fact of me going with the flow of the other students in that classroom and just joking around and disrespecting the teacher in that sense. So when she said, this isn't you, I just lost it. Tears rolling down my face. My pencil, like I'm squeezing my pencil, tense, like just in my head, because she has hit the arrow on the target. And there was no way I can deny it. That wasn't me. And she goes on to say, if you continue down this path, if you continue to lack the focus, if you continue to just joke around with the other kids, if you continue to just fall behind in your schoolwork, if you continue down this path, you will never succeed. Yes, you will never succeed in this class, but you will never succeed in life. And now the tears are just going. I'm saying, like, I'm just uncontrollably crying because I've never had a teacher speak to me like this. I just came in here to finish up some schoolwork. I just came in here to catch up. And now you're telling me I'll never succeed in anything? So I'm just going. The tears are just flowing down my face. And I can't even look up at her. I can't even look up as she's kneeling at my desk on my left side. I remember this, like, I think about this every single year because it is so pivotal in my life. So she's sitting on my left side and I can't even look up at her. I'm just, my head's down. Like, I don't want her to see me crying because my tears are just flowing and she's just drilling me with truth. And she goes on to say, if you continue down that path, you will never succeed. This isn't you. This isn't the Ema that I know. You don't need to fit in with the other kids. You don't need to be joking around with them. You don't need to fall behind. You're the one that's doing this because you feel like you need to fit in. You feel like you need to go with the flow of everything. And that was absolutely true. I feel like that was exactly what I needed to hear. And I really thought deep about that. Everything that she was saying. I know that I'm like summarizing it just down to a few small sentences, but she gave me a whole speech. And that night, I had to really reflect on that. Like, this woman, this teacher really believes in me. Believes in me so much, she had to tell me that I will never succeed if I continue to live this way. if I continued to like lack the focus in her classroom. She gave me as much truth as possible. So that night, I made a promise to just look, just keep my eyes open. And so the next day, English class comes around. It's time for English class. So I'm in there, I sit down. Everyone is, doing their thing. The class starts. And mind you, I'm the only one that got this message. So I'm thinking with a different perspective. I'm thinking with a different mindset right now. The other kids, they're still doing whatever they do. This is a normal class for them now. They don't have any thought of this is going to be different. This is a different experience. It's a normal class period for them. And so they're joking around. They're doing their thing because they never got that message. They're doing their thing. They're joking around. They're having a blast. And oh my gosh, I remember this so vividly. Like I could close my eyes and see it. One of the guys in that class, he turns to me and notices I'm not laughing. He notices that I'm not paying attention to whatever they're doing. I'm head down, not down, but like, hand, pencil in hand, just paying attention. And he notices it, he peeps it, turns away, continues what he's about to do, just joking around and everything. He turns back to me, tries to make a joke. I look at him dead in his eyes and I say, I'm trying to focus. And I just look away, back to the teacher. This is what gets me. This is what hits it home to me. He says, quote unquote, "Oh, she got to you, huh?" That was the thing that really hit it home. That was the thing. That was the point that really made everything make sense. Everything that she just said the day before, when she was kneeling at my desk, when she gave me that whole speech, she was pointing out that there's going to be people that will want you off their path. There are going to be people that want to distract you. There are going to be people that want you in the area that they want. Misery loves company. People love to be miserable, but with other people. There are going to be people that want to drag you down with them. All because they see you up there, they're going to feel like, oh, you're doing the right thing. Look at this guy. She said the absolute truth in that moment when he said, oh, she got to you, huh? Everything that she just said made complete sense. Until that day, I shifted my mindset. I have the control to stand up for myself. I have control to pay attention. I have control to pay attention and respect the teacher. I don't need to fit in with you guys. You guys could do whatever you want to do. Joke around, have fun. Cool. I need to pass this class. I need to pay attention. I need to learn. I need to grow for the sake of me. I'm not going to joke around with you guys because what does that leave me with? A couple laughs? If I joke around and just leave this classroom with nothing to gain, where does that leave me? If you're looking for true success, you need to do the things that'll get you on that path. Do the habits, do the actions, have those thought processes. So from that day forward, my mindset was shifted. My mind shifted to the point to where I was paying attention to every class. From me lacking focus in one class and then turning it into me focusing in that one class. It turned me into focusing in every classroom. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so now, me out of school, I'm directing that into my life, into where I now have two paths ahead of me. I have two choices, just like everybody else. Everybody, we all, you, your partner, your neighbor, your whoever, everybody has two choices. You can either stay distracted, you can either continue to be on the comfortable road, you can continue to go down the path where everybody's heading down, where it seems nice and fun and always attractive, or you can go down the path where you're destined to be. You can go down the path where you're guaranteed success. You can go down the path where you will gain and learn and better understand yourself. You can go down the path where you provide value. We all have that choice. And in this case, as that seventh grader in English class, I just messed up saying English class, saying, but what I'm trying to say is, in that case of me making a choice as a seventh grader, I had to make that decision of continuing to fit in, continuing to joke around, continuing to fall behind for the sake of having fun in a classroom. Or I can decide to learn in that classroom, respect the teacher, pay attention, because they're providing me something. She was providing us lessons on lessons on lessons. I can go down that path and pass that class. And furthermore, prove that the choice that I made brought me not only success in passing the class, but success in other areas of my life. And the main message, who has to say messages within this story, is just by one person, one teacher saying that they believed in me, one person, one teacher saying that this isn't you, giving me the truth, the harsh and dark truth that had tears rolling down my face. The person that gave me the reality of what life is outside of school and being a teenager. They gave me the truth. They gave me the key to think. And it was up to me to make that decision, is what changed my mindset, is what changed my life. Because I think about that story every single year. I think about that quite frequently because it was such a pivotal moment to where she gave me the reality, said, here, look at how society really is, and you will see. So she gave me that speech, and the very next day I saw everything that she was saying. The kids joking around. And as soon as I said I'm trying to focus, as soon as you tell somebody that you no longer want to be on that path of distraction and destruction, and you're gonna focus on developing yourself, you're gonna focus on providing value, gaining value, you're gonna focus on paying attention, that's when the people on the other path are gonna look down on you. So I want to thank that teacher for shifting my mindset. I apologize for forgetting your name, but that moment in that classroom really changed my life. So thank you. And I also want to share the message of, if you're in a position to provide value to, kids, to adolescents, to people that need a direction, I want you to give them the truth. I want you to open and expand their mind. Give them different opportunities to think outside of the box that society wants them to be in. And I also want to say thank you to all teachers as well. I know it's a hard duty, just working and just trying to shift and build up the young minds of the next generation. So thank you to you guys for really holding it down, making a difference, and just making things work. So I truly appreciate you guys. Um, and yeah, that is my message for today. I hope that this has brought you some sort of value. I hope this has shifted your perspective. I hope this has been a delight for you. But that's my message for you guys. Peace and love. Ema Yuvan.